Pastor, wonderful message today. Really touched me deeply. Would you say that there's any worse emotion than feeling forsaken of God?
I don't think so. I really don't.
And the second part of that, could you share with us an experience that you've had where you really felt forsaken by God or God's gone silent in your life?
Yeah, I'd be happy to share that. You know, it really is true. I mean, psychologists will actually tell us that the number one fear of the human heart is not like a fear of spiders or a fear of heights or a fear of closed spaces or anything like that. The number one fear of the human heart is that people, once they get to know you, won't stay with you. That they really, abandonment is the greatest fear of the human heart. And the reality is that I believe that's true when it comes to us and the Lord, that there's no greater struggle we can go through than to fear that God is not with us. And yet, we do experience that at times. As I shared in the message portion, there was a time back in the 80s where I experienced significant being forsaken by God. And folks, I'll be honest with you, that though those times have become less as I've grown and matured in Christ, I still feel that times now where I just don't feel His presence. I don't sense His presence. I wonder if somehow He's given up on Jamie Rasmussen, even though I know logically that is not true, that I know He is with me, and that's an important thing as we established today to keep in one's mind. But I especially find that there are times when I'm going through difficult circumstances, whether it be difficulty with Kim or the betrayal of a friend or difficulty in my ministry. It's when we experience pain in our lives that we are going to probably experience that feeling of forsakenness and being forsaken by God, because that pain can be overwhelming. That pain can scream louder than even His still small voice in that immediate time. And that's when I find that our faith has got to kick in. Romans 12 tells us that each of us have been given a certain measure of faith. Jesus, on more than one occasion, said, "Oh, you of little faith." In other words, the Scriptures call us time and time again to be men and women of faith, but not just faith in general, but faith that's laser beam focused on the risen Christ and on His promises in His Word and His trustworthiness in who He is in our lives today. And so, again, my encouragement to you is to allow yourself to feel forsaken if that's what you're feeling. Bring that to God. But at the end of the day, do cling to the promise that He's going to come through. And then also remember that He has not left you and He never will.